Okay, you guys, so the thing we're talking about this week is Thanksgiving and healthy eating strategies. And one of the things we focused on last week was breakfast, how important it is to eat breakfast on a big day like Thanksgiving where you could potentially overeat. And two things I want to mention, and we're also going to go into length in class discussion, is why we should choose protein in each breakfast choice, and also why breakfast is important in general. So we'll go more into depth with those two subject matters when we get into class. So I have some breakfast examples for everybody, and I really tried to be creative. And when we talk about the macronutrients that we need to feel our best, I thought about that also when I created all of these plates. And so the 6 macronutrients are vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and water. And then the complementary macronutrient is actually fiber. It's not technically one, but I involve fiber in all of my food choices, and it's very important. So I measured everything out, which was really kind of a wake-up call for me as well. And the 3 options that I put out here, and I'm not going to give you the measurements right now because we're going to take a little quiz in class, so pay attention. So the first example of breakfast is we like to call here at home a breakfast burrito. So it is loaded up with some healthy options, as you can see, spinach and bell peppers. And I also added some cheese, eggs, and sour cream, a dollop of light sour cream. Second choice, one of our all-time classic favorites here in my home, is oatmeal. And I actually put an egg in my oatmeal. I've done it forever. I do it with my kiddos, and it seems to go well. We just stir it into the oatmeal, and we cook the egg up with the oatmeal. And I also have some blackberries and some freshly ground flaxseed. For myself, I have a coffee grinder, a cheap coffee grinder that I bought, and I throw flaxseed in the coffee grinder as I go. As I want flaxseed, I throw it in there, I grind it, and I throw it on so it's nice and fresh. So the third option is toast, a piece of whole wheat toast, actually with almond butter on it, and tomatoes, apples, and some low-fat cottage cheese. So those are 3 things I created. We're going to have so much fun eating those, aren't we, girls? So the last thing I wanted to go over with you is my signature green smoothies. I eat them every morning, and sometimes I'll eat 2 a day, depending on my activity level and what I had time to plan as far as my own meals. As far as the green smoothies, the first thing I always put in are the hardest things because I do not have a really complex blender that blends things up well. I freeze my bananas so that they're ready to go, and I do a half a banana every day. The freezing of the bananas is very simple. You peel them before you throw them in the freezer, and then you throw them in the freezer, and if you just want to do half, they're very easy to break. So the next thing I do is I will do half a cup of blueberries. I am never without frozen blueberries. I actually have a bag at my job, and I also have a bag at home. Blueberries are so loaded with health benefits, and as far as on the glycemic index for sugars regarding fruits, it's one of the lower ones. All of the dark berries are. And we'll talk more about the health benefits of blueberries in class. So I have the frozen hard stuff down. This is chard. I do a lot of greens when I do my smoothie, and I would say this is probably a cup and a half. Mix your greens up. Don't just do chard, don't just do kale, don't just do spinach. Mix them up. So in my refrigerator, I actually have all 3, and I do alternate. Dark leafy greens are very beneficial for your health, and they're very important to get into your diet. So here's my chia seeds. So here's the chia seeds dry. They're just like a little, here, chia. So what I do is I soak my chia seeds, and I have them in the refrigerator soaked all week, so I can just dip right into them. When you soak them, it's really like any nut and seed. So when you soak them, these actually gel up, and I'm going to do a tablespoon of chia seeds here. And they're easier to digest, and they release enzymes better. So chia seeds are really beneficial for your health as well. If you want to just soak them the night before, that's awesome too. You don't have to pre-soak them like I do. But as being a busy mother, working mother, that is something that I do. So now, as far as the yogurts, we've talked a lot about, you know, protein, and if you're not, if you don't eat a lot of meat, which yogurts to get. So when I started changing my eating, one of the big things was I no longer buy flavored yogurt. It's all plain. At work, in my home, my daughters have started eating it. The added sugar is unnecessary. You know, we have a whole other class on sugar that we do. And so I have grown very accustomed to the plain yogurt. I do the Chobani. I find that per serving it has the most protein. So if you're struggling with ways to get your protein, I found that Chobani plain Greek yogurt an awesome route to go. I do coconut water in my smoothies, and I would say probably, you know, really I don't measure it out. I do enough so that everything blends up. And almond milk. I typically grind my raw almonds in a food processor right before I'm ready to eat, and I add a little bit of water, and I make my own almond milk. However, I have this left over in my refrigerator, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this in. But making your own almond milk is so easy, and if you soak the almonds the night before, they become even more healthy and more beneficial for your health. So we're going to go ahead and do, right, that's probably enough liquid. This is what I do every single day. And, you know, there are so many options regarding green smoothies. We have a lot of the recipes on the blog already. You can get so creative. I will alternate between flax seeds and chia seeds in the smoothies. And sometimes I won't do both fruits. So sometimes I won't do half the banana. I always do the blueberries. And so we're just going to go ahead and blend it up. There you go. That's it. So we're going to go ahead and talk about some of these things that we focused on, and in the meanwhile, my little beautiful daughters, come choose your breakfast that you think maybe would be the healthiest choice, that you would like the most, and I'll eat the leftovers. Come on. Okay, Maddie picked the oatmeal. Charlotte picked the breakfast burrito. All right. Thanks, guys.